to Monday Live. Sorry it took me a second to pop on here. I just need to grab my Stampin' Lips. I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. I don't know about you, but it's almost October. And besides being in denial about that, it is like August weather, and I'm not here for it. I am patiently waiting for my sweater weather. That's what I love our fall. I love our fall weather, but it is just so not fall season right now. It is right now, let's see, 86 degrees. That's not right. It should be 60 degrees, 55 even. I just don't know what to do. And of course, my basement is cool. I just actually put on this sweatshirt because I was a little chilly. It's lightweight. It's not like it's heavy, but still. I'm waiting for my cozy cuddle up and be warm under a blanket and a nice cozy sweatshirt. When is that coming? Okay, so I told you that I had a mouse gate update for you. I do. I'll get to that in just a second here. Let me just see, give me a shout out to where you are and how you're doing, or like where you're watching from and how you're doing. I love seeing this. Patricia, it's 53 in Alaska. Well, that just figures. I'm jealous. I have a feeling, though, it will be cold soon where you are. I also could really use a bug-killing solid freeze. That would be kind of awesome, too. Okay, let's see. I know, Megan, it is hot. It should cool off pretty good and pretty quick, but yeah. Okay. And then let's see. It feels like July 29th instead of September 29th. I could not agree more. Oh, it's 67 and raining in Charlotte. Ooh, that sounds lovely. Thundering, a little rain. Oh my gosh, I'm jealous. It is super dry here too. Like, oh goodness, like super dry. It hasn't rained in quite a while, which is pretty unusual for this time of year. Okay, so a few updates. First, we went back to our cabin. This is the first time we've had a chance to go since the mouse situation started. And I know I was hesitant. I'm not gonna lie. I did not want to deal with the mouse situation, and I knew it wouldn't be resolved, but I wasn't expecting what happened to happen. So we get up there, and it was funny. My husband was like, well, do you want to go after work on Friday? Which means we wouldn't have gotten there till it was dark. Or I said, how about we go up Saturday morning? Because I didn't want to deal with whatever I was going to have to deal with. And luckily, I didn't see too much like stuff, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Signs that the mouse was there. So I thought, oh, okay, maybe they ate some of the poison we graciously left for them out in many places, and that it was okay. So I thought, okay, we're it's all right. Like there weren't clues left behind in too many places. Like the last time we got up there, it was very evident. There were lots of signs of mouse activity. And so I thought, okay, that's good, right? So I am coming in, like our bed was clean, which made me very happy because there's nothing worse than thinking about being in your bed and there being a mouse associated with that, because ew. And I was really worried that I was going to have to like wash absolutely everything down, right? So luckily it did not appear that way. Of course, I stripped our bed before we left and had it in a tote. And I had most everything else in totes that I could at that point. And so, okay, good. So what we were getting, so we were going to go out on our boat. So I'm like, okay, good. Let's get ready to go for the boat. So I open the cupboard, the one cupboard that I didn't really do anything with last time we were there. And the one cupboard, by the way, that has never shown any sign of any activity from any kind of anything in the, I think we've had this cabin for like 14 years. So I open it up and pff, out comes stuff like little wood chip pieces and napkin pieces and all of this stuff. And then I can see a little something in the cabinet. Now, this cabinet holds like my Ziplocs, saran wrap, tinfoil, and then like washcloth, like kitchen towels and washcloths, and and napkins, like paper napkins for you know, the table. And it turns out when we opened that, I could smell the musty, gross smell of dead mice. And I say that in the positive tense, or in the plural tense, because there was not one, but like probably 6 to 8 mice in there. We think it was a mama and her babies. And let's just say everything went into the garbage. The towel, all of it went into the garbage. And they were all dead, which was good because, oh my gosh, I'm just like envisioning, like in the movie Christmas Vacation, when the squirrel comes out of the tree. This is this is what I'm envisioning happening, and I'm like freaking out, and my husband's laughing, but he's helping me, and so we're like putting it in the garbage, and I'm just like anyway. So then I went back into the back hall to see if I had any other towels, because I had done a load of laundry before we left and it was in the dryer. So I went back there, and then I was like, oh, that's weird. I had on our back, so we have a back door, and we basically never ever use it for anything. Like, we probably open it once a season, if that. I mean, sometimes never. And long story short, we adjusted the pilings a couple years ago because our house, or our cabin, sits on pilings. There's no foundation. And when we did that, the door kind of got messed up a little bit, and so it didn't seal very well. And so I had rolled up a towel and put it across there for the wintertime, so that like it would stay, you know, like sealed off as far as like air coming through in the winter. Well, I just happened to move that towel and find a hole this big. So some things bit their way through, chewed, chomped, scratched, I don't know, their way through into our cabin. And then they ate away some of the towel that was rolled up across there. And so that's obviously where they were coming in. By the way, I brought with me an arsenal of things. I have sachets that people suggested. I had Irish Spring bars of soap. I had my peppermint essential oils. I had everything ready to go, right? So I get back there and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I look, and like the seal on the door all the way around is terrible. Like, I can see daylight through. So obviously this is not good. So long story short, we decide, okay, we're just going to go out on the boat, have fun, have a nice day. We'll go into town and then we'll get supplies to take care of this. I also had my steel wool and I shove a steel wool thing in the corner there. Okay. So by the time we got back from town and being on the boat and everything, had a lovely day on the boat. It was just lovely. Even though I was just like, luckily the boat was nice and clean. That was all good. So we get back and it was late and we were tired and it was so hot. And so we just decided, once we got the boat put away, we were like, okay, let's just not deal with the door tonight. We'll deal with it tomorrow. So I had shoved that little steel wool in the hole, you know, to plug it up, thinking, oh, that was great. Well, the next morning, you know, we get up and we're getting up and we're ready to tackle the door. So my husband's taking, there's like trim pieces around the door, and this is a log cabin. So he pulls the trim pieces off, you know, okay, great, everything's fine. And I look and I'm like, what is that? And at the top of the door, you guys, at the top of the door, I'm like, that's a snake. There's a snake in the door. It's a log cabin. There's a snake in the door frame. Like, what did I do to deserve this? So my husband, of course, what do you do to a snake? You poke it. So he pokes it, and sure enough, it moved. It was a snake. I mean, it looked like a hose, to be honest. I mean, he didn't notice it. I was just like, oh my God. And absolutely the only logical way to solve this problem is to burn the cabin down. 100%. Absolutely. So I'm texting my sister, who was there, you know, on Labor Day weekend when we were there and found the mouse situation. And I'm texting my kids who haven't been to the cabin, probably won't ever want to come again. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I don't know what he did, but he poked it enough that it went away and it was gone. I'm just like... So I can handle a mouse better than I can handle a snake, as it turns out. Who knew? Yeah, so I'm like dying. And yeah, okay. So Wendy says the snake, or somebody said the snakes eat the mouse. No, 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 no. I did not see any mouse-size bulges in that snake. The snake clearly was not doing its job. I can't even bring myself to think how the snake got there. Needless to say, we got some expanding foam and filled up the cracks. My friend Googled it and she had a name for it. It was a something, something, something. I know, so helpful, right? I'll have to look it up. I'll post pictures of all this on my Facebook page. I love it. Patricia, there's no snakes in Alaska. Oh my gosh. And Patricia's, different Patricia is saying, I'll send matches. Okay, don't worry. I have fire starter up there. Don't you worry. Like, seriously. And so, yeah, okay. So long story short, we seal the hole, we do the repair, we put all the things, we put the foam in, and I'm vacuuming, you know, up everything. And the frickin' mouse comes out. A live mouse is running back and forth, and I can see it trying to get out the hole that we plugged. Oh, I forgot to mention that in the morning when we went to go fix the door, the little steel wool I had put in there was gone. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I look around and it was all over the floor. And I think what happened, at least please, dear Lord, let it be that my dog got into it and like shredded it apart. And I think they did, well, I don't even know when they did that, but I remember hearing one of them like, kind of like, I don't know, they were doing something weird, licky, sneezy, blah, blah, you know, with their mouth. You're welcome. And so I'm pretty sure one of the dogs like pulled it out. It was steel wool with soap in it, and I thought, well, that's probably all right because a lot of people told me soap helped. They don't like the smell of soap and mint and all of that. So anyway, um, so I think what happened is in sometime between the evening and the next morning, the little plug in the hole was removed. So a new mouse came in and then it tried to leave in the same way it came in, but couldn't because at that point we'd closed everything all up and I was vacuuming, so it was annoyed by my noise in that area and it went back and forth, back and forth. And so Andy gets he gets like a bag, like a grocery bag. He's holding it like he's gonna catch this mouse. That was not happening. Anyway, everything's sealed up. I want to go up there in a couple weeks to see how it's holding, see what else is happening. I vacuumed absolutely everything so that if there's a trace of anything, I'll be able to see it. I think the only logical next play here is fire. Like, really? I don't know what else you would do at this point. I can't handle it. Okay, so yeah. I'm surprised the dogs didn't sniff the snake out and bark like crazy at it. Well, it was above the door. So, and I mean, it's in an area we just never are. We don't go back there. And I think they were enjoying all of the other smells that they're not used to in the cabin. And if they smelled anything, it was probably that dead nest of mama and babies. But yeah. Dogs only barked at venomous snakes. Oh, interesting. Diane says tear the cabin down and build a new one. Right? I mean, right. I'm pretty sure we have insurance coverage for that, don't we? Get a professional. Oh yeah, a professional will be involved because I am done. The mice would probably be roasting marshmallows if you did, right? Seriously. I believe exterminator, a professional is actually, so when we got back, I called a couple places and got no response. So I don't know if they're not going to where we are, because our cabin is out. But I mean, like, we cannot possibly be the only people who have this problem. Maybe they're too busy at this time of year. I don't know. So I didn't do a ton of follow up, but yeah. Okay, so then it gets even better. So we get home last night to the lovely house here, snake and mouse free. So today I go to my bathroom. So my office here is down in, oh, what happened to the mouse? I don't know. We put a ton of poison out and I hope that thing is dead. I'm pretty sure it's stuck in my house somewhere. So yeah, but anyway, so today we're in my mouse and snake free home to my knowledge. I don't know. I'm like, oh my gosh, what else do we open anything else and see what's going to be around? But I go into my bathroom to go to the bathroom and in my toilet bowl is a creepy crawly this long, like with the legs and the antenna. And I'm just like, what is happening? I flushed it. It's fine. We usually get a couple creepy crawlies here every year, and do not tell Whitney and Lee about it because they're not going to want to come to work. But that's really nothing compared to the snake and the mouse. I did not catch, nor did I kill the live mouse. As far as I know, it's there. We could never find it. Like, we tried a couple times. So either there's a different place where it is going, or it will succumb to the many poison traps we left for it. We'll have to see. Yeah. I mean, what does a girl got to do to be left alone for just 24 hours? So anyway, thank you to everybody who suggested all of the different remedies. I did take part in all of them. There is Irish Spring all over my cabin. I used like half a bottle of essential oils. We'll just have to see what happens. Oh my gosh. So that was my weekend. We had a good time on the boat. It was lovely out, but if you know what I mean. Okay, now on a positive note, I had a lovely chat with my son. He's called twice in like the last week, which is lovely because sometimes he's not very good at calling. He's doing well and said that he's feeling really good, so I'm very excited about that. He's got a race this week, so I'm tossing around the idea of running up the 7 hours to see him race. We'll see. And it got switched because it's going to be 89 on Friday. So they switched it to Saturday and it's supposed to be 70. So we'll see what happens with that. But oh my goodness. Yeah. So that was my weekend. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. He got 120% on his first organic chemistry test. So he was very happy about that. And he was even more excited because he only has one class on Monday and it got canceled today because the professor was stuck in Minneapolis, like I think a canceled flight or something. So he was all excited about that, which is really funny. I need a pamper day at the spa. I agree, Lisa. I totally agree. So anyway, that was my weekend. I knew you guys were going to be excited about the mouse gate update. I know, I keep meaning to ask him, I'm like, is the rest of the class mad about you and your 120%? Because if there's a curve, you like ruined it for everyone, because that's happened before. But I'm proud of him because he was really nervous about it and said it was really funny. He's like, oh yeah, organic is super easy. And I'm like, really? Really? It's easy? And then he called me the next day and he's like, kidding, it just got hard. And so I kind of loved that he's, experiencing some challenges. That's good for him. So anyway, I've been battling my computer for the last like week, and I tried to print something before our live started and it did not print, and I just looked over and my printer and it's not there and I'm mad. But anyway, all right, so having said all of that, I think it's time to get started with our stamping today, and I just realized that I have not cleaned off my desk, so let's get started with that. I'm going to flip my camera around and I'm going to quick panic clean my desktop. And then we are going to get started. So a couple of things to tell you about coming up. So first off, today's the 29th, tomorrow's the 30th, tomorrow's the last day of September, which again, I don't know about you guys, but I'm in total denial that fall's even here, mainly because it's like summer part 2. Outside, but I can't believe how quickly September went. I feel like it just started and it's over. I don't know. I'm having a hard time. Can you tell? But just a couple of reminders. We have a card challenge In fact, I think I have the card sitting here. I do. So if you recall, this was my card. Oh, I just pulled on something that I shouldn't have pulled on, but that's all right. This is my card. If you remember, it was a fun, oops. Oh, I had this to hold it. This is our fun fold. So you have until tomorrow to get entered for that. I'm going to flip my camera. Somebody said something about cats. Yeah, cats are great. I don't have one though. And we're not up there enough to like feed a cat that would stay or stick around our property, I don't think. And I think other people actually maybe do have cats up there, but regardless, that's not so much an option at this point. And yeah, I thought the snake would take care of it. But again, there were no mouse shaped bulges in the snake, at least not that I saw. And I'll be honest, I didn't really stick around to look. But anyway, back to our card challenge. This was our challenge for September. I'll have a new challenge next week for you. So you have just a little bit more time to get entered into the drawing for a free bundle for this from me. And then just a couple things going on. First off, we are told that the Advent calendars are selling quickly. So these launched last week. If you are interested in getting one, I would recommend getting on that quickly because once they once they have sold out, they are out. And of course, if you purchase the Advent calendar through me, I have a great special going on through tomorrow, which is when you spend $75 or more in my in products in my online store, you'll get a free mystery goodie bag. And the more you spend, the bigger your goodie bag. So we've got fun things to send to you. So we would be so grateful for your business. I would be so grateful for your business. And of course, this Advent calendar would meet that threshold for a free gift. You'll also get the All-Star video class bundle, and you'll get invited to our Stamp Happy Party, which is happening on, I think the date is October 8th. It's the second Wednesday of the month. And we make a fun project times 3 each month. So Barb, Kelly, and I each take a turn at the card, and it's always a lot of fun. We had a really good time this month from that. Okay. Again, the Painterly Pairs is the All-Star Video Class Bundle, which you can purchase for $15 in my PDF store. The link is in the description, or you can earn it for free with a $50 purchase when you shop in my online store during the month of September. And our October one, by the way, is going to be Gathering Moments, which is going to be amazing. I really like my project too, by the way. Okay, then the Fall Watercolor Retreat is happening. Oh my goodness, you guys. I don't think I've been this excited about an event in a long time. Even more so than the first retreat I had. Oh my gosh. I really am excited about this one. And we are busy here behind the scenes getting things ready. Oh my goodness. The goodies are here. It is going to be so much fun. Well, registration for this event is going to close on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. So make sure if you would like to come, you join us. You guys, seriously, we are going to have such a good time. There's 2 dates to choose from. And I would just be so excited to welcome you to a weekend of just total awesomeness. It really will be a lot of fun. Now, I've had a lot of requests for a virtual option, and I am about 95% sure that is going to happen. Watch for details once the registration for this closes. And if there will be likely an option. And what was I going to say about that? I can't remember now. Anyway, very limited. Sorry, very limited. So anyway, Now, the other thing too is for those of you attending, this is actually even going to make the value of your attending even better because there will be recordings you can come back to. I'm excited about that for you. Okay. Again, mystery grab bag going on through tomorrow. So if there's anything you'd like to purchase, you have until tomorrow. Now, one thing, this was the thing I was actually trying to print off, but I couldn't get to print off. Starting on October 1st, there is going to be a starter kit special. And let me just give you a brief explanation of that. And again, I don't have a visual aid because my dumb printer wouldn't print. So I'm going to make one. Starter kit. So what that means is there's going to be two options. And I don't know if, well, one is $35. Okay, and that is going to be our standard starter kit where you get to choose $125 in products, anything you want, for just $35 plus tax. Okay, so that's like a really good deal. The other option is the usual $99. By the way, this is normally $99. Okay, the other option is going to be $99 plus tax. Shipping is always free on a starter kit, by the way. And it is going to include $189 in merchandise that you choose. Okay, normally not ever available. That's like crazy good, right? Now, if I had a choice, I would pick this option. And if I had more than $125 in things that I wanted, then I would place my first order as a demonstrator for a variety of reasons. But the main being, it would start counting towards your quarterly minimum immediately. And then you can be a demonstrator for longer. Now, regardless, and this is just like a special offer. So there's FFER. That just doesn't look right. This is just not usually an option. So that's why there's not like a normal price. But anyway, besides getting just an incredible deal on the starter kit, there's so many more things that come with it. Of course, the biggest being that any order you place after that is going to be discounted 20% on up. And then the other thing is that you get all kinds of perks for being a demonstrator on my team. We have a really amazing community of people who totally get you. We have monthly trainings, monthly team meetings, monthly creative challenges. So whether you're interested in holding events and actually running a stamping business, or if you are just interested in enjoying a discount, there is absolutely a place for you on our team. We are really a kind of an awesome group. I have special events for my team coming all throughout the year. Actually the one coming up is we're having a team retreat in October, which I'm very excited about. We have that every year. There's just so many things that come with being a demonstrator that are just so much more than the kit itself. But the kit is an incredible deal normally, but now it's even crazier good deal. So if you have thought about it or have questions about it, it is such a good time to join. Of course, I think we have an amazing team and I cannot wait. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, Laura got her advent calendar. I have 2 unopened Stampin' Up boxes, and I think mine is in one of them. I don't think that I can wait. Is the retreat at the cabin? For the love of God, no. It is not. It is at my vermin-free house. Oh, that's terrible. It is not at the cabin. Though I have had a retreat at the cabin before, and actually that time the pipes burst. Actually, I don't think they burst, they just froze. And so my husband had to come and like rescue us. That was kind of a whole thing, but we had a good time. All right. So anyway, I'm sorry I don't have my pretty little picture to share with you on this one. But this is starting October 1st, and I will, of course, have more information about it. All right. For goodness, it is just time. All right. So you guys are going to laugh. My first card is a great card. It's going to be a cute card. So we're going to start with some Petunia Pop cardstock, because why wouldn't we, really? Petunia Pop is just the perfect color for a nice, happy card that has no mice or snakes. But there's going to be a spider. Now, after all of this talk, a spider is nothing, really. I can handle a spider. In fact, I did squash a spider this weekend. It was a daddy long legs, but I mean, let's be honest, those are barely spiders. All right, so I'm gonna, I've started with my card base. Now I'm gonna take some of my, I think this is called Spooky Sweet. I was gonna say Fright Night. Fright Night is the bundle I'm using. I just need to quick cut this piece of DSP. So I've got this fun DSP in this fun little pattern, and I'm just gonna adhere that to my card. And then I have die cut 6 spider webs. Now that might sound like a lot, but there's 3 in the set of dies. So it's really just 2 passes. So I've got 6 spider webs and just 1 spider. So that's easy. And then I'm going to take, and oh shoot, I wasn't supposed to stand. Oh, well, it's fine. I didn't mean to actually put this on here. That was supposed to be for the inside of my card. Oh, but you know what? We can just make that happen. La, 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 la. I got excited and I'm ahead of myself. That happens. Okay, so that's the inside of my card. It's all good. So I'm going to take, and do you see how I fixed that? I mean, that was quick thinking. I'm all flustered. Okay, so I did cut a piece of 3 3/4 by 5 DSP, a different pattern from this pack, and I'm going to adhere it to a 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 inch piece of basic gray. Like so. There we go. Now I'm getting back on track. Okay. Now, what I want to do is take those 6 spider webs that I mentioned, and I want to adhere them to my card kind of like in the middle. Okay, and so what I'm actually going to do is just put some adhesive on here, kind of like this, and then I'm just going to start setting these in, and I'm not really pressing them in, I'm just sort of setting them here so that if I need to make any adjustments, I can. And you can see there's like half, and then we'll set the rest of these in here. And they don't have to be like absolutely perfect, but gosh, that just lined up pretty good. Okay, so now I'm just gonna press those down, and they're on my card perfect like that. Oh, do you love how we didn't even do all the fancy adhering? Okay. So, there we go. You know, I don't like the big, gross, yucky kind of spiders. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, but I'm not opposed to like a regular one. You know, like the not man-eating kind. All right, I'm going to take my, this is a 1 7/8 inch circle punch, but, you know, any circle punch that you might have is going to fit right there. And then I'm going to add eek to this. Okay, and then I'm just going to have my little spider guy right here. And we'll stick him on with some glue dots. By the way, you guys, I found this vintage roll of glue dots. I say vintage because it's the kind where the dots are on the roll, not on the paper. And it made me quite happy. In fact, I was like, oh, should I use it or should I save it? I don't even know. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here like that. And then I'm going to take a little ruler and my black marker, and I'm just going to draw a line straight down to this spider with my, ooh, well, that's not very black now, is it? Let's try that again. This is a really old marker, so it might just be kind of dead, but you get the idea. Okay, now I do kind of want to make sure that this is sort of adhered. So I'm just going to put a little dab of glue right there because it just looks better. And then let's take and put this eek on here. So I'm going to pop up this circle because that's easier than popping up the word eek. And oh my gosh, Susan, I have a huge black spider hiding in my living room somewhere. He ran in my room when I opened the front door. No, that's terrible. You know, keep your shoes on and just smush that thing when you need to. That's my solution to my pest problem. Okay, so then I'm just going to add the word eek because I just love this. And even if you don't like spiders, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of spiders, but after the snake, it's really not that bad, in my opinion. I would take a spider over a snake any day of the week. I don't know if anybody from Australia is watching right now, but that does not necessarily hold true, but everything in Australia is scarier. Snakes, spiders, what have you. All right, so there is the front of our card, and I'm going to adhere it like so. Okay, but Susan, I'm really sorry about your spider because nobody needs that in their life. I mean, come on. Okay, then we used the coordinating designer series paper for the inside, which is just kind of handy and fun. And then I've got this little piece of basic gray. I just need to trim. And then from my stamp set, by the way, did I mention that the stamp set I'm using is Fright Night? Okay, so then I'm just going to put Happy Halloween on the inside. And you can, I mean, there's so much you can do with the stamp set. By the way, I needed to check something because when I opened this up, I was like, hold up here. I just need to check one thing. But we're going to stamp this Happy Halloween in some black memento. Okay. And then, you know, you can write on the DSP because it's a pretty light color, which I love. Okay, so very simple on the inside and oh so cute on the outside. Now, I think you're probably wondering, am I going to spritz this? And the answer is obviously. I mean, hello. So, nothing is better than a little spritzing on a card. And this is no exception. I also think spritzing looks particularly good on black, so I love it. So isn't that just so cute? I love this bundle. The DSP, of course, is amazing as well. Now, here's what I wanted to check. So we've got these label dies, right? Now, there's another set we're going to use today, and it also has label dies. I'm not using these labels, but I was like, wait a minute here. Do these coordinate? And if they don't, why don't they? They do not. That's disappointing. Wouldn't it have been cool if they did? They're similar, but not quite. Ugh. But then I suppose I would have been like, why didn't you put them all in one set? Anyway. Okay, now we checked, so it's all right. Okay, so that was our first card. Oh, I do just love these little spider webs. I also love that they included this little circle punch so you can turn this into a tag if you want. So you would die cut it like together like that. It might even, yeah, it just fits right there perfectly. And then of course there's this banner that all the words fit in. I did just stamp mine right here like that, but you could have done it on this banner as well. So anyway, a really good all around fun Halloween set. Okay, so there's that. Next up, I'm going to completely switch gears. Well, I shouldn't say completely. I'm going to sort of switch gears. And we're going to do a little pumpkin card, but more like fall pumpkin, not Halloween pumpkin. So I'm going to start with a piece of basic beige, which I have been using a lot of basic beige and loving it lately. And I'm using the Beautiful Pumpkins bundle. And I just need to pull this out because I still need it. Okay, so for this card, like I said, I'm starting with a basic beige card base. And then I need, well, then I've cut from, I want to say my gathering moments. Let me double check. Is that the name of this DSP? Gathering Together. Darn it, I was so close. Gathering Together designer series paper. I've cut this piece and we're going to use this fun little kind of design, this panel. And I believe this is 3 3/4 by 5, but let me just double check. Because I cut it. Oh, it is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then this is 4 by 5 1/4. And you can see I die cut a couple things out of this. So we're going to take and adhere this. Even though it seems wrong to be covering up this beautiful pattern, we're going to do it for our card. Okay, and I just love this look. So that'll go there. And I think I will go ahead and adhere it directly to my card. Okay. There we go. Next, I have die cut a couple of these labels from the branching out dies. I've got one in early espresso and one in basic beige, and I'm going to build up my pumpkins onto that. So I thought I would take some Timid Tiger and some Pool Party. Now, when we went to the Walmart in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, they had big boxes of like pumpkins and gourds. And I noticed there was a gourd that was almost Pool Party in color. Maybe a little between, like kind of a cross between Pool Party and Lost Lagoon. And I was like, wow, they really do come in that color. So I was kind of excited about it. So I wanted to make this card with that color gourd, knowing that it might actually exist out there. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to start with my Pool Party. And I'm going to take my stamp. Now, their pumpkins come in 2. It's a 2-step thing. So I'm going to stamp the detail first in full strength on my little scrap here. And I'm going to do that 2 times because we are going to have one pumpkin on the outside and one on the inside. Then I'm going to take my solid pumpkin and on a scrap of paper, I'm going to stamp off that solid pumpkin, and then I find it is easier to get it lined up with the detail when I stamp the detail first and the solid second. Does that make sense? So I've stamped those 2, and I will cut those out. I'm going to repeat that same process, this time with my Timid Tiger ink on my Timid Tiger cardstock with the larger pumpkin. So again, detail image in full strength ink, Timid Tiger ink on Timid Tiger cardstock. Oh, and I knew that was going to happen a little bit. The reason is because my work surface, my table is bumpy. So I'm just going to put a piercing mat underneath here because this is a bigger stamp and that's why that happened. All right, so I'm going to repeat that. Timid Tiger, ink full strength. You can see the whole thing stamped. There's no missing hunk. And then here's the solid. I'm going to take that stamp off. And then the remaining is pretty easy to get centered up onto my cardstock. Oh, love this. Okay. Then I'm going to die cut all of those out. And look, this is what we end up with. So I also die cut some, I call them handles, but you might call them stems, whatever. And then, oh, but where did my other stem go? I hate when this happens. I do have another one somewhere, I think. I should have another two. And then I've got some leaves. So let's put these pieces together. First of all, where did those vintage glue dots come from? So we're going to put one handle on there like that. And then, okay, I know my other handle is around here. Hold on. See, this is what happens when you have to panic clean before your live starts, is you lose little pieces. Okay, I know it's here. That little stinker. Well, in any case, oh, actually, here it is. Okay, phew. I was going to say, here's the second one, because I die cut the second one right before we went live. And I just need to poke this out of the die itself. Oh, it's being a little stinker. There we go. Okay. And then we will glue dot this one and this one. So one of my pumpkins is going to go on the inside of my card. Okay, I also have some leaves that I die cut from Old Olive, and then I even die cut some leaves out of my early espresso, and that's going to go on the inside as well. Okay, so I've got all of these pieces. Let's put it together. So first off, we're going to arrange these on the front of our card onto our little pieces here. So I've got this big pumpkin and this smaller pumpkin, and they look so cute. And then of course they need some leaves. So this bigger leaf we're going to stick right there, and the smaller leaf with the little curly cues, which I love, is going to go over here. And look at how cute that is. So fun. And then our sentiment, did I mount our sentiment? I did not. Our sentiment is, we've got this saying, it says, so grateful to have a friend like you. And now we can probably, well, actually, I think we can get the whole thing. I'm going to stamp it right on our pumpkin in some early espresso ink. Now, I thought about putting it like on a die cut or something, but I thought, okay, we've got 1, 2, 3 dies already. Do I really need a fourth? And I think it's going to fit really nicely just on our pumpkin like that. Instead of adding another layer of die cuts, I thought that was going to get too busy. So, okay. There we go. Okay, then let's take and let's see. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this layer to my card. And maybe I wasn't supposed to adhere the other one yet, but that's okay. It's going to work. It's all going to be good. Okay, so then I've got some of my twine. So this is the Early Espresso and Old Olive linen thread, which, by the way, I love. And I'm just going to put a couple of these on here, leaving some extra so I can tie a bow. And then I'm going to do that right here. And I kind of love the look of putting twine in between the layers of the dies, of these label dies. I think that's just fun. Okay, and then I'm gonna just pop this up, and we just need to scooch. Scooch this over. There we go. All right, then this layer is going to be popped up on top. It's like, do I not have dimensionals out? Of course I have dimensionals out. What was I even thinking? Don't worry, I grabbed another. I feel weird if I don't have about 4 sheets of dimensionals going at any one time. Okay. Oops, this did not scooch over enough. Well, that just figures. Oh, I might have to retie this because it's being difficult. And I already kind of scrunched my paper just a little. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to leave those sit here. We're going to put this on top, centered, and then we don't have to guess. Should have just did that from the beginning. Oh well. We're here. We're getting there now. It's all that matters. And I might have pulled a little too hard on the one side, but it's going to be okay. Because there's no longer a snake in the door of my cabin. I'm thinking, by the way, I meant to say this earlier when I was telling the story, like, thank goodness we had the good common sense to not fix the door at night, because I really don't know that I would have slept very well having any knowledge of the fact that there was a snake in the door at my cabin. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was the one little mercy in this whole situation. All right. So I think actually I'm going to adhere, oopsies. I'm going to adhere this one directly to my card. And then I'm going to pop up the other one on here like so. Oh, funny. I was looking for, you know what? I was looking for where this other one went, and I think, oh my gosh, I don't know. Oh, Tess, you're just the best. Thank you so much. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, we didn't even embellish the last card. Seriously, what is even happening? Okay, we'll get to that. But look at how cute this is. It's just so lovely. All right, we've got our pumpkins on here. Now for the inside of our card, I believe I have a little length of that same designer series paper, or at least I thought I did. What happened to it? Maybe well, I could have swore I cut a piece, but it doesn't matter. We'll just cut another one. This is why you should not panic clean before you start your live, is you lose all your pieces. And I know you're probably saying, Dina, you lose your pieces every week. And yes, that's probably true, but it's all right. Okay, so I'm going to cut about a 3/4 inch strip of that same pattern of DSP, and we're going to put that here on the inside of our card at the bottom to make it all cute and nice. And then we have that extra pumpkin and the extra vine that is, of course, missing. There we go. So I'm going to add the vine, and then the pumpkin is going to kind of go right on top like that. Okay, so I'll just put a little adhesive in a couple spots on here. And then my pumpkin right over the top. And how cute is that? I just love this one. And then, of course, the handle is still on my sheet because I'm kind of smart. I guess I would have been really smart and I could have done another leaf, but that's all right. Okay, now we should probably just trim off this DSP though, huh? That'll make the card look a little better, I think. And it'll fit in the envelope. But so cute. All right. But wait, there's more. Obviously, we need a little spritzing here. And we're going to take our early espresso marker and give it a little spritz. Carefully. Oh, that was like perfection. Okay, and if we're spritzing with marker, we may as well spritz with shimmer. So we'll take some Stella and smack some of that on there. And look at that perfection. So cute. I just think this is such a fun little fall card to send to somebody. You know, you could put grateful for you on the inside or whatever, but I just love this. So fun. Okay, so that was our second card. And then our final card is another beauty. And it's going to be, it's using sort of Christmas supplies. Well, they're what I would call flexible supplies. And this is one of the things I love about them. So we're going to use the, oh, where did it go? Oh, here it is. The Peace on Earth bundle, and it's gorgeous coordinating products. So I love this designer series paper. And what I love about it is that it is not wholly, like completely Christmas. And this is really bad if I can't find the other pieces. Here we go. Don't worry, they're here. Okay, so we've got this beautiful patterned paper design. Da, da, da. And it's this pretty little flower. And what I love about this is it reminds me, I'm sure it's not actually, but it reminds me of Queen Anne's lace. And there's tons of Queen Anne's lace out right now that I've been seeing when we're on our walks or when there's a bunch up at our cabin. And I just love it. I just think it's so pretty and I just love the background. So I think that this is just such a pretty pattern and it's not really Christmassy per se, right? So you could make this as a Christmas card or as a whatever card. So we're going to make it as a whatever card. So I cut this up. This is a 3 by 3 inch square. Like so. I cut this up and then I cut it into 3 1 by 3 inch strips. So let's put those on our piece of Secret C. Now this piece is 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. And how I like to do it is I'll put my first and last piece down and then I'll put my center piece in the middle. And then you can kind of just make it, you know, fit nicely like that. Okay, now this is going to go on a Secret C card base, which I, again, like so many of you, I just love this color. And then there is our Lost Lagoon. So there's Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, and of course Secret Sea in this designer series paper, which is just so pretty. So I embossed this with the Birch 3D embossing folder because I like it. It's just kind of a nice, almost neutrally folder. You know, the pattern isn't too detailed. I thought it was just perfect for this. And I've got that on there. And then I took a little Secret Sea glimmer paper, which, by the way, I love. And I want to put this across my card. But the question is, do I want to put it over this or under this? I think I'm going to put it over. I think that'll be okay. Because I don't know, I just kind of like the look of this. But if I put it under, well, we can decide here in a second. But I also want to do my sentiment next. So on a little piece of white scrap, I want to stamp my sentiment in some Secret Sea ink. And then we're going to punch this out with my 2 3/8 inch circle. Oh, maybe I don't need it that big. Ooh, with my 2-inch circle. Oh my gosh, and then I just realized I did not embellish any of my cards. The end of this video is going to have to be card embellishment. What's happening? What is happening? Okay, so that was a 2-inch circle. And then I thought we could take from our designer series paper one of the darker images. And you know, there's a few different ones to choose from. This one, that's the back side of this piece. That could be a possibility. Is that the one I wanted? I'm just looking back through here. Oh no, this is the one I want. This piece, because that sure looks like Queen Anne's lace, doesn't it? And we're going to just punch one of these. This is my 2 3/8 inch circle. And what I love about this is the circles are big enough that we can kind of, you know, see behind. Okay. So like that, you know, you can see the pattern just a little bit. It's just a peek. Okay. So let's look. Now, a bunch of you I saw are saying under. Thank you. I love that. Hi, Chris from England. Is it cool there? It's hot here. Hot, hot, hot. All right. But if we put it over, you guys, over, then it's going to look like that. Oh, what do we do? Decisions. So hard. What do you think? Over or under? Sue says over. Stacy said under, but she didn't have all the information. So let's see. And then I'm going to pull my embellishments while you all are voting. I mean, I feel all weird that we have not embellished. Okay, now, see, now you're coming around. Everybody's saying over. Patricia says I changed my mind. But the other Patricia says I still like under. Oh gosh, you guys crack me up. I kind of feel like over. I know. Okay, so let's go ahead. And first off, I think we're going to pop this up. And stick with me. We're going with over. See, this is my third card, third sheeted dimensionals out. That's sort of how I roll. Sometimes more. I told you, you should always have 4 sheets of dimensionals at any one time. Ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to pop this up. And I love it. Why hide the sparkle? I agree. You need to use sparkle responsibly, right? Okay, so I'm just going to put this on, and then don't worry, we're going to put more sparkle on the inside of the card, so it'll be okay. All right, and then I'm going to put this one over here, like so, across our card. All right, then we've got our 2 circles, and I'm trying to kind of preserve our pretty little flower image. Okay, and I'm going to put one dimensional, like right there, and then this is going to kind of rest on this side. So I'll put some adhesive over here, and it'll just rest, so to speak, over here. All right, and then I'm going to pop this one up because I can. I mean, if you can pop things up, you just should, right? I just feel strongly about that. Okay. I'll stick that right there. Okay. Big hugs for a good friend. Love it. All right. Now, I wanted to take some ribbon, and there's ribbon that's in this suite, this ribbon, but it doesn't really match this card because we're not using this color, which is, it says it's silver edged ribbon, but it's Misty Moonlight, and we really don't have Misty Moonlight in this card. So instead I'm going to take some of my Secret Sea ribbon, which is just my favorite. I do love this. And I'm going to just tie a little bow and add it to my card. And I'm going to pull out my ribbon scissors because everything's better when you cut ribbon with ribbon scissors. And then I'm just going to add that right here. Okay. And I'm going to put it on with a couple of glue dots because that's just a good idea. Okay. And I'll just stick that on right here. I want it a little bit on my circle. Oh, so pretty. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, this needs some sparkle, you're right. Absolutely it does. I would not let you down at this point. Okay. There we go. So nice. Now, before we forget embellishments, let's put some embellishments on this one. So these are the hues of blue flowers, which I love. So pretty. And we're going to put on a few of these. I'm going to take a nice big one and put that kind of like right there. And then I'm going to take a smaller one. And ugh, I always stress about where to stick these. Do you guys stress about where to stick your embellishments? The struggle is real. Okay, so I've got that one, and I think another one up there. So cute. Now, the inside of our card, we have some more of that designer series paper and more of this glimmer paper, which we're going to add. And then we're also going to add a little, oopsies, little sentiment action. Okay, so I've got that on there. And then I'm going to add this on here as well, kind of over the edge, like so. Trim this off. Oh, I love when you like my videos. I really appreciate that, guys. It really helps me a lot with the YouTube when you do like the videos, and of course when you share them and give me the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, that also helps so much. Okay, so we've got that. Now we also have some more little sentiments to put on here. So we've got big hugs for a good friend on the outside. And then I want to say sending love. And then I also want to use this one and write and joy. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up the word and joy. And I'm going to stamp it right down here at the bottom. And then I'm going to get the Lost Lagoon out. And I'm going to stamp that right above. And then back to Secret Sea with the sending, but we're going to do it upright. Okay, so sending love and joy. How fun is that? So that is going to go on the inside of our card. And I just love the combination. All of these are from this bundle. So I love that while this is, you know, definitely can be a Christmas bundle, it can be so much more than that. And it's just really versatile, which I love. This is the one that's got the dove dies in it. So it's just a great kind of all-purpose bundle. How fun is that? Now, we need to come back to our first two cards and embellish them because apparently I'm just crazy today and not embellishing properly, which is so not me. I'm all about the embellishments. Okay, so let's bring back our other two projects. So on this card, we've got, I hate to say it, but some streaked dots we can add. I knew there was something missing from this one. I just didn't, I don't know. I don't know what my deal was. Okay, so I'm going to put some dots on here like this. Looks pretty good. This one is going to move over here slightly. Actually, oh, the stress of where to put the dot. There we go. I'm good with that. Okay, so there's that one. And then our first card. Oh, let me grab those embellishments. They're the best embellishments. Where did my card go, though? Oh, it's under this. Always under something. Okay, so this, these are the Shimmer Star Foam Dots. Love these. They're just so fun. They come in black, pool party, or petunia pop and white, which, by the way, you can color these with your blends should you have the need for a different color. But I'm going to stick with some black. And I just love these because, first of all, they weigh nothing. They're just foam. So they're just super, super cute. And I love the colors. We're going to add a couple more to this. Like so. And I just think these are so fun. Okay, so there we have it. How stinking cute is this? It's even better with the embellishments. Okay, so that was our first card, our second card, and our third card. A little bit of everything. Oh, okay, now, what would you guys like me to show next month? Well, it is next month. It's our next live. But what would you like to see in our next live? I would love to hear in the comments what you'd like me to demonstrate during our next live. So give me some feedback and let me know what you think. Also, which is your favorite card? Let me know your favorite. I always love knowing which ones you like and what your favorites are. So thank you guys so much for being here. Can I do the ugly sweater set? Yes, I actually got that. I wasn't going to, but I did during the stamp sale. So yes, I totally could. A simple card with just stamp ink and paper. I can do that. Halloween and Thanksgiving, please. Halloween and Thanksgiving, just saying. But yes, we can do more of that. Fluffy squirrel. That's not happening. I did not buy that weird squirrel. Sorry, I don't like it. Christmas greenery. Oh my goodness, you guys. That I did not mention that at the beginning. That is what we're going to use for next month's Sunshine and Creativity delivered box. If you subscribe by tomorrow, the 30th, you can get in on that action. It will be super fun. The squirrel set looks too much like a mouse. You know, I'm not a fan of that darn squirrel. I don't know. So anyway, friends, thank you all for being here today. I hope you had a good time stamping. Thanks for the feedback. Sparkles doesn't like the squirrel. I know, right? And the thing I struggle with is I actually have some cute swap cards with it that almost make me want to get it. But you know what? I love the squirrels that we had a few years ago. This new one, it's something, the eye, that beady little eye is like looking at me going, you got a mouse problem, don't you, Dina? I'm telling you. All right, friends, have a great rest of your week. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.